but that is no reason to go against the rules. We had another item where we were deciding what to do, and this one, and Councillor Balfour gave, an agenda. She gave a motion, and this one is saying decide further action where necessary. And I had given that, and I do have something to bring up on 6.5.
Have you actually made a proposal?
I did.
You've made a proposal. What was the proposal?
Right.
And what item on the agenda?
It's 6.2.
Yeah.
The proposal was that we asked the clerk to look into the 200,000 education fund and to come back to us and give us the results of that report. And I can tell you ahead of time, I have something to say on the Low Ackworth one as well. So that was the proposal. I mean, I did say it.
If the chair would like, would the council like me to answer on this one? I have got some answers on that.
Okay.
Is it all right for you?
Okay.
It's going to go to council for me to speak on this plan. I have got some information because I did chase up this S106 money on behalf of a resident, and I've got the full information back from Wakefield Council. So I'll pass it on to yourself. So you don't need to do running about.
My motion stands. As a councillor, my motion stands, and I think it's now an issue of principle, and I have 6.5. If nobody wants to second it, that's
Does anybody want to second the motion? Councillor Marshall's motion. Does anybody want to second the motion?
6.2. Yeah.
Councillor Parker.
It's going to come. Yeah, and I have, yeah. So.
And the motion.
I'll send that on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got that information.
Could I just say on a matter?
No,
I'm not taking it.
So I think
So do you want to?
I'll speak on it
To
if
speak
you want.
against it, or anyone to speak?
I'll propose it if you want. I'll propose it because we need to take ownership of this and make sure that for our residents we have checked it out. Some of these things come up again and again, and we just waste our time.
Can you stick to the moment?
Excuse me, I have 3 minutes to speak on my motion.
Yeah.
I'm sure you know that.
Yes.
I'm not going to take 3 minutes, but I do object to being interrupted when I have 3 minutes to speak on a motion. That's a matter of principle too. So the reason I think that we should, I have to repeat it so it will take longer, the reason I think that we should do it is because I think we should take ownership of some of these longer term questions. We should resolve them, and we should resolve them to the satisfaction of the full council, and then we don't have to do it again.
Anybody else like to speak on the motion? Councillor Balfour.
Yeah, I think we've heard from Councillor Massey that he has full information which he's going to pass over.
Move to a vote.
Okay.
The thing that moved to a vote.
Can you allow someone else to speak on this, please?
Thank you.
Well, I wanted to move immediately to a vote, which is what Councillor Balfour and Councillor Barber usually do. So that is a procedural thing, isn't it? If someone calls to
You
move
have
for
the
a
power to
vote,
let me finish.
Yeah,
I want to take a contribution from
it
Councillor.
doesn't.
Sorry. Yeah, we've heard from Councillor Massey that he has full information on this that he's going to hand over to the clerk. The clerk's already done considerable work into it. Therefore, I believe this motion's superfluous, really. It won't move things on at all.
Sorry, we've spent in Wakefield.
Anybody else? We'll move to the vote then. All those in favour of Councillor Marshall's proposal, can you please put your hands up? That's 4. All those against? 3. So the proposal stands. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. We'll move on.
Mr. Chair, it would be helpful if people could make contributions without making personal attacks.
Well, that's rich.
Okay, let's leave it there.
I'm going to go to the complaint
Next
against
item on
me.
the agenda,
Because taxpayers will have £1,000 and I'll clear everything.
Wakefield Metropolitan District Council.
I'd just like to, yeah. So, Dando Way, I've popped in an update. So I've been working with Councillor Massey on this one, and the update that both of us received is in the supporting pack information. Would you like me to read that out, Chair, for the room? The update that we had from WMDC. So this says, Bridges engineer has been to have a look and there is not an imminent danger from the stone embankment. It is not clear why the boulder has become detached, but there does not appear to be any other loose material that is causing concern. Bridges engineer has also carried out a special visual inspection of the highway bridges this week, and there are no concerns about the structures. This was an update from August, so although it refers to this week, it is August when the update was given, and that was the last update I received on the case number that Councillor Massey had sent over.
Very good.
Can I ask a question?
Thank you.
Can I ask a question? The issue on this bridge was the pedestrian walkway, and questions in various different ways have been asked as to whether Wakefield District Council have done their inspections and their risk assessments, bearing in mind the extra weight that comes with their diversions. And while this is welcome, I haven't heard an answer to that, which has been asked in many ways, since, I can't remember when it was it July, was it
So,
May?
Chair, just to confirm, this was only an answer to the item that Councillor Massey raised in his last report. It wasn't any additional questions, it was one that
So
Councillor Massey
you-
raised.
We deal with the issue.
As I know the one that
as
Councillor Massey
as-
raised.
yeah.
So we don't
Councillor
know.
Massey.
Again, what it is, as I pointed out last time, this is to safeguard yourselves and myself offering this forward. Because when you've got an health and safety issue which is being brought forward and it's being noted and documented, you are liable and so am I. But what we have done, we've safeguarded ourselves and taken it back to district, who have they've done their due diligence, let's go that way, in looking for a report, because they have to fill a report out, which will then say that it is safe. Now, they're putting their neck on line by saying it's safe. We've done our due diligence to say that we're not happy, we think there is an issue, and if something does happen, you've covered yourselves. And this is what I explained in that meeting. I know it sounds bad, because somebody could possibly get hurt, but we can only do so much. It's up to the engineers, structural engineers, to say how they feel.
Yeah.
So you've done the right thing. We'll keep an eye on it, and each time it does, because like I said, of the adverse weather, the storms we have, it's changing. It might have due effect on it, but we'll keep an eye on it.
Could we ask for
Okay, thank you.
clarification from Wakefield District Council on that matter of whether their risk assessments have included and whether their visual inspection has included the risk assessment? Because somebody, it's right that somebody has to sign for it, but I am concerned about, there is a liability issue, but I'm less concerned about my own covering my back than about getting it safe for people.
Chair, that is what was available, so I did ask for the latest update and full report, and that is what was provided.
Can I recommend we ask for clarification?
Well, I think to be honest, I think the report is clear enough to.
Can I just say that I did ask for clarification, I think it was April, May time, and they did get back and they said they had done full due diligence and they had the engineers round and it had all...
and I think we have to take that as they're doing their job.
Without being an engineer, there's not much...
Okay.
Well, that's not true, because the actual question of the extra weight from the diversion, which may not affect anything at all.
I did ask that specifically, Gwen, I did ask that.
No.
Well, I asked that and didn't get a reply. I just got a complaint.
Can we go through the chair, please?
Chair, I can resolve this matter
Yes,
for
you
you.
should.
I will put it in as Gwen, as a resident, as a complaint. So I'll put it on a separate one. So that is from
Okay.
the resident. I'll do that for you, Gwen.
Well,
Yeah.
I would like us to do it as a council to ask for clarification. And I'll be
Well, I'll do it.
Okay.
I'll do it that way
Can I
first.
go live with this, because I think with time's running on and we've got all the things on the agenda. I think we've done what we've been asked to do and we've got a response for that. So the next item is the update on Low Ackworth, a referral to Finance and General Purpose Committee meeting on the 25th of September.
Yeah. So can I just state before obviously it opens up that this is purely for the action of the newspaper article only. That's what I've answered here. So it was an instruction that was given from the committee and then authorised by the council to advertise in the newspaper. There was a fee that was set that I was allowed to go up to. Upon exploring that cost, it goes above that fee. Obviously, I'm not going to go above that fee, so therefore I'm referring it back to the FNGP committee meeting on the 25th for further review of what we want to do next with that. So that was the update on that action.
This is the one I'd like to make a proposal on, Chair. I'd like to propose that and the whole, that be taken back to the full parish council, because none of this stuff on Low Ackworth was agreed by parish council. It's been taken off to finance and general. Wait a minute, it's taken off to finance. I have three, I can speak. I am allowed to speak.
Yes, but you're not talking to the point on the agenda.
Well,
the agenda item is about the advertising for people who want to take part in building, putting out tenders in for the architect.
Yes, I'm suggesting, I am absolutely. Yes, it's very good of you to mansplain to me, but please don't do it again.
There's no need for any of this, Councillor Marshall.
Well, I'm making a proposal, and you as chair should allow me to. I apologise for perhaps being a bit louder than I would be if I was being allowed to speak, but I am making a proposal that the update on Low Ackworth, which is down here as to be referred to the Finance and General Purposes Committee meeting, be actually taken to the full parish council. We all know that the committees that are working here are not necessarily working properly. They have not been agreed.
Well, I don't accept that.
Well, you may not accept that, but I'm still making the proposal that the update on Low Ackworth
Could I call standing order 1U where it says that the councillor granted up to 3 minutes for a contributional speech, but then you must relate to the motion submitted.
Okay, let me relate it to the motion submitted. The motion submitted is that the update on Low Ackworth is the referral to the Finance and General Purpose Committee meeting. It's asked to decide further action. I am proposing that that be taken to the full parish council. Do I have a seconder?
Chair, do you accept the motion?
No, I don't accept it, because this isn't about... This is not... I, as chair, I'm not accepting that as a proposal, because it's not
further
about
action.
the discussion about what's happening in Low Ackworth. It is purely an issue of an expensive amount of money being requested by the newspapers to put an advert in a newspaper. So we want to take the issue of advertising it away from the newspaper, the local newspapers. I can't remember what they're called, but it used to be Thomson Press.
Express now.
Yeah, but we're going to advertise it somewhere else that's cheaper, but and is more relevant.
Well, why are you advertising it where the full parish council hasn't agreed it? And I'm still proposing that.
Right,
if you don't accept it, I think that's a point of order issue. And I think the clerk should advise you on that.
Chair, can I move standing order 2B, please? Councillor Marshall is constantly disrespecting the chair, constantly interrupting, constantly
Discussing.
putting her own, trying to chair the meeting herself.
I don't want to chair the meeting.
Interrupting people, constantly.
And to do that, if you stops
people,
the majority, which is what you want to do. So that is absolutely disgusting.
Councillor Sherwood.
Well, I just wanted to point out that you should go to 2A first before you go to 2B.
Sorry?
You should go to 2A first before you go to 2B.
Yeah.
I don't understand what you're saying.
We were asked
Please,
to move to
standing orders.
2B.
Until 2A, isn't it?
Oh, sorry, yeah. So no person shall obstruct the transaction of business at a meeting or behave offensively or improperly. If this standing order is ignored, the chairman of the meeting shall request such person to moderate or improve their conduct.
So I wish to make a point of order that I know that our clerk is new, and I know that you are new to chairing, relatively new to chairing. I believe I am allowed to make, this says, a decide further action. I am making a proposal that this be referred to the full Ackworth Parish Council meeting. And the point of order is that I'm able to make, I'm a councillor, I'm an elected representative. I haven't been offensive to anybody, by the way, but if someone would like to, I don't think can you ask your chair to your proper officer? I know we're all new, but I have been in the parish council for over 4 years, and
Right. So we can keep going around in circles, or we can actually move on with
well,
the
we can
agenda.
move the.
I mean, you keep.
Well, I've proposed
Throwing
something.
down for
As chair, I've asked you to ask the proper officer, because you don't seem to think you want to take that proposal. I've asked you, and I'm asking you politely, would you please ask the proper officer, and if the proper officer doesn't know.
When we're out of this.
As you've noted, Councillor Marshall, on several occasions I am fairly new to the role.
Yeah.
Obviously with the standing orders, I don't know them inside out, but what I do know is that this particular one is about the cost of the advert. So is that the motion that you're now asking to propose?
I am asking
to put forward to full council the cost alone.
I am
Because
asking.
otherwise it'd have to go through as an amendment in writing.
I am asking to update this forward to the full parish council. Here it says to Finance and General Purposes Committee.
The cost of the advert. That's the
Yes,
point.
yes.
The cost
Thank
of the
you.
advert.
So yes, I am asking. It says on here, it's good enough to say update on Law Ackworth's referral to Finance and General Purposes Committee meeting. I am proposing that it be referred to the full parish council.
So that's your motion.
Yes.
That's a motion. I've got a second for that motion.
Yeah, Susie just seconded that.
Okay. We're good. I mean, in my opinion, this is just, it's spurious because it's not about the.
Well, you're entitled to your
There you
opinion.
go. So, can I have all those in favour of Councillor Marshall's proposal?
No?
That's 4. All those against? 3. So the proposal is that the cost of the newspaper article be put to the full parish
In the
council.
actual meeting, yeah.
Right, thank you. So, item 7, committees and subcommittee meetings. 7 want to receive the minutes of the allotment subcommittee meeting held on the 1st of September and the recommendation within them. I think the allotment subcommittee meeting wasn't held, it was incorrect. So
Yeah.
nothing there. So 2, to decide on the membership of the 2024 Gala Parade Working Group. I think that's the Village Events Committee meeting, which I think is on this week sometime.
It is, that came from the last Village Events Committee meeting to agree the membership here only, and then it would go back to the Village Events Committee meeting.
Right, so we elect somebody from this meeting.
Yeah.
So are you
Could I just ask a question on 7.1, please? So there wasn't a quorum for the meeting, for the allotment meeting. Did any of the members of the allotment committee?
We've got a meeting on Friday.
Did you turn up for the other
We've
meeting?
we brought it forward to this Friday,
It's
coming
been moved.
Oh,
15th.
so there aren't any minutes.
There aren't, and it says it on
No.
the supporting
Yeah.
motion.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank
Took
you.
your meal beforehand?
Yeah.
That will be held on the 15th.
Right, that's fine.
We did a walk, we did an inspection last week, but no meeting. Wasn't for it. 7.2, so the Gala Parade Working Group. So we want people to put the names
Can
forward.
we talk a bit more about that? So I don't, if we've seen it before, but I don't actually know, is this to do a parade through the village like used to happen, or is this?
Well, to discuss whether that is going to.
Yeah, basically it's a whole entity in its own right, deciding whether we have a parade because of the immense cost involved in relation to the overall outlay of the gala. It's something like £8,000. So we need a working group to engage with the community to see if we can generate enough interest, basically.
I mean, there is obviously there's events committee. There's an events committee meeting. I think this Thursday. We just wondered if anybody was interested in being on the parade.
Nominate Sarah. You were the parade expert.
Seriously, it's just more than
I was volunteering.
And Aisha.
Yeah. How did you mean?
I believe it's 4.
Oh.
It doesn't have to be 4, but that's what we aim for.
Chairman, I would anticipate that this group would not meet many times, or is it, sorry, just to clarify, is this group deciding whether the parade goes ahead and then organising for the parade, or just deciding
I
whether the
think
parade
the
goes
purpose
ahead?
was a group of people to get together to find out how much interest there was in a parade and how much a parade would cost. Basically, the cost was
I could propose Andy. I'm happy to propose Andy.
I mean, obviously the people on the meeting on Wednesday will discuss that. So it looks like it's you then.
I might want to look at that.
Oh, Susie.
3 hands up.
Is Amanda?
And
Can I propose Gwen?
Gwen has not got time to commit for this because she has a 96-year-old mother who she works with in
so
Mark,
we've got 3
and some grandchildren in Canterbury and some grandchildren in Manchester, and I got back from Manchester just in time for this meeting. So I'm not going to.
3 names.
Oh well, you know that I know that would
Can you
because
tell
I
them
do
meeting,
everything that is